Hello everyone, Gaming with Big Green over here in Land of Jails, and we're going to talk about something that is the most important thing about Land of Jails, and that's the characters. Now, a lot of people have a horrible understanding of the characters, and it is one of the most important things to this game. I mean, seriously, this is what the game is about. The characters. You can't get through playing this game without using the characters for rallies, and a big part of your power comes from the characters. People don't understand or care to understand what these characters are designed for. You see a lot of people using Mia and stuff like that, and it's just boneheaded mistakes that really should not be made. And very simply, you can read the skills. If you have any comprehension of reading, you can read the skills yourself and see that some of these characters don't have skills and stuff like that. We're going to dive into this and show you the important characters of Generation 1, what not to do, and we're going to take a look at auto join and rally features and where you can see the skills and stuff like that. But it is very important to understand these characters have certain roles in this game that you're going to have to use them for. You have attack, which would be like your offense, and then you have Garrison, which would be your defense. Then you have characters that you just straight up cannot use, like the blue characters and freaking Mia. Stop using Mia, everyone. Like, straight up, man. This is what's aggravating me with this game, that people just have no simple comprehension of any kind of thing when it comes to this game. Now, this is why a lot of the leaders, R4s, R5s, end up quitting, because it just gets over frustrating, because there's an overwhelming amount of characters and people just do not apply themselves enough to actually learn or read simple stuff. So we're going to look at the very first character, and we're going to touch on the shooter class, okay? Now, this character is very, very good. One of my favorite characters in the game, probably my second favorite character. I would rank her up there. If you're free to play, if you know what I'm saying, she's definitely number 2. Looking at her skills, she has troop attack, which would be maxed out. We're going to talk about the skills as they're maxed out. It would be 25% increase of attack, and then she has their bottom skill, which would be 50% chance to do 50% damage. Now, when you open, both skills apply. When you join, only the top right skill apply. When you open, both skills apply. When you join, only the top right skill apply. When you open, both skills apply. Only the top right skill applies when you join. Can't say that enough. I swear to God, because it goes in one ear and right out the other for most people. So, the fact that she has the bottom skill being a 50% chance to deal 50% damage, that is really good. So she has 2 damage dealing skills for when that character opens. Now, Mia, this is what my problem is, because people just don't either understand or just care not to, it's astounding how many people push to get Mia. Okay, look at the skills. Read it. Read. Stamina consumption and march speed. What is that doing? There's no attack, there's no lethal, there's no damage dealt. Okay? Bringing Mia to a rally is not smart. There's no, chaotic tide is what you want to use her for. That's it. You get this stupid Mia event that comes out with 12 rallies to get her shards. People overdo it. They run rally after rally. They do more than 12. They want to get a 5-star Mia. That is the worst thing you can do in this freaking game. Don't do that, okay? Do your 12 rallies, hunt fugitives, collect the shackles, because this event's going to come back every other week. You're going to eventually have a 5-star Mia if you do this every other week. You're going to be able to take them 1,000 shackles and trade them in. People burn through the shackles and just constantly waste them to get a 5-star Mia, and then when they try to use her in cage and we're like, no, you can't use, well, she's my strongest character. Well, that's because you're playing like a freaking idiot. Straight up. You're stupid. If you only have to do 12 rallies to get the shards for the event, then do 12 rallies. Stop. Don't run more the destroyer stuff. It's so frustrating because people just lack basic understanding. Okay? Now, let's talk about this character, because she would be also another good option as a shooter. But the problem with this character is, one, you have a skill in the middle, which technically she only has 2 skills. I mean, widget skill or the seasonal gear, exclusive gear aside, she only has 2 skills. And it's defense and lethal. Where I can bring the other character, now this character is just straight up trash. She only has attack. You have the construction buffs. Now, they're like, you still want to upgrade them to get the buffs and stuff like that, but this is the exclusive gear. Okay, you can see now, each time you upgrade it is going to be different. The first time you upgrade it is going to increase your arrest mode attack by 12%. The second time you upgrade it is going to add 4% lethal to the rally. To me, that's not enough. That's weak. 4% lethal is still not hitting. So she's got 25% increase of attack and 4% lethal. Still, I'd rather bring the character that we first looked at that has the 25% increase of attack and also 50% chance of dealing 50% damage. Like, let me just warn everyone, these orange or yellow, whatever the hell it is, Generation 1 characters are going to be replaced as soon as Generation 2 comes out. As soon as the Generation 2 characters get released, that cowgirl and the rockstar girl is going to become irrelevant. They are backseats. They're just going to be nothing more than rally joiners. Now, this character, like I said, 25% increase of attack and the 50% increased chance to do damage is huge. That's way better than what we see on them characters currently. But there's something to keep an eye out for. Now let's talk about this character because she's probably one of the best characters in the game in Generation 1. She has damage dealt by 25% and then also lethal by 25%. 2 very important stats. They are some of the best stats you can get. Damage dealt and lethal are really, they are the best. So she will provide a lot to your rally as an opener. And even as a joiner, she is very good because, again, both skills apply when you open. The top rate skill applies when you join. So she has damage dealt when she joins, but when she opens, she has damage dealt and also lethal increase, which is huge. I would rather bring her than the cowgirl that's going to give me lethal and defense. Okay? You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to do his maximum amount of damage, I'm going to bring characters that have 2 attack buffs versus characters that only have 1 or 2. Like I said, this character, straight up trash. Trash. Garbage. Alright? Mia, absolutely the worst character in the game. And then this character is also trash. Okay? Because like I said, Generation 2 is going to introduce more SSR characters and they are going to be way better. I mean, they're going to have 3 skills that are going to be able to really apply in the rallies. Now, one thing to keep an eye out for is see right here, 79% bomber attack, bomber defense, 76%. Okay, she's only at 2.2 stars versus, you can see right there, 2.2 stars versus my other character at 3.2 stars. So they do have a higher flat base rate. So if they were at the same star level, she would absolutely, the rockstar girl would absolutely be stronger than this character. So that's one thing you keep an eye on. Don't invest into the crappy characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the skills. Like I always say, you get out of this game what you put into it. If you expect everyone to do everything and tell you what to do, then you're gonna have a hard time. Because I would kick you off my team in a heartbeat for just not understanding basic common sense stuff. Like if you can't look and read and say, okay, that skill applies when I open a rally. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so stupid how people don't have basic understanding. That's what kills this game. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why this game struggles. And I don't want to see this game struggle. I really like this game, but people get confused with the characters. Now, as far as bomber types, he is good to invest in, this guy right here, okay? Because he's a Garrison character, meaning his skills on the right-hand side, troop defense, stun rate, and troop HP, will apply if you have him in your opening rally. So if you're trying to guard something or defend something, you're going to want him in your opening rally because he's got defense, he's got HP, and he's going to help. Now, Generation 2 is only going to, I think Lancaster, the Dr. Octopus looking fake character, is the only one that's going to be Garrison. I'm not 100% sure if Caesar was. I can't remember. It's been a while. But you're still going to need Garrison characters from Generation 1, and he's really good for that. So he's absolutely who you can invest into in Generation 1. But the girls from Generation 1, do not invest. Do not invest. Do not invest, because Generation 2 is going to come, unless you're a WoW and you can max them out and you don't care about money, then absolutely go ahead and invest into the Generation 1 SSR. But if you're free to play or mid spender, don't do it. Do not do it. All right, now this character here is also very good. She's strictly a rally joiner. She only has one skill that applies. Now this character, man, so he's good. You can see he has attack and lethal, 12%, 14%. He's good, but he was introduced into the game because a lot of people don't realize back in the day, this game, you couldn't bring 2 duplicate characters when you joined a rally, and that made it so much more confusing. That's why like a lot of people didn't like the game early on, because you have to have a level 5 skill for it to even apply, and you had to have if you had duplicate characters, your skill got nerfed 66%. So that means if you had 2 Phoenix that would give 25 and 25% damage, only one would be 25% damage. The second character would be 16.5% damage. So they introduced this character, and I was playing in server 139 when this character was introduced. That system, he was introduced to kind of help that system, give players a different option. They removed the system. All right, they completely changed it. You don't need a level 5 skill anymore. And duplicate characters doesn't hurt you. So he's still a good character, but what he was originally designed for has changed. So he's bottom tier. All right, you're going to have way more options. You got 6 options to join rallies with. SSR ones are my rally joiners in Generation 1 because they're just trash. All right, so Phoenix. Let's talk about the paywalls. Absolutely worth it. She's good. Second best character in Generation 1. Absolutely. Hands down. Absolutely worth it. If you can't spend, I don't blame you. There's other good shield options. We'll talk about them. But we're going to show what makes her and the Scarlet Butcher 2 of the best characters that you can get, other than paying for them. All right, you see here, attack and defense, 276%. Let's look at the regular Generation, Generation 1, okay. You can see here, 210%. Let's go to the Rockstar. She maxes out 5 stars at 210%. So, Phoenix has a higher base stat. All right, now, our friend here, the Scarlet Butcher, he goes to 304%. So, Phoenix is 276. He will max out at 304. So he has a higher ceiling. His skills are also good, but there's always a debate with him in Ultimate Trial Cage whether his skill is actually applicable as a joiner because of the text of his skill. So what we're talking about is, if you look at his skill for rally joining, all right, increase damage to enemies. Now that's the bottom part. Read the top. Increase all damage, or all enemy troops damage taken. Okay. Increase all enemy troops damage taken. Now the bottom part is a little different. Increase damage to enemies. So it's a little different how they got the text in now. So if it's applying to the troops, the Ultimate Trial Cage does not have troops. If it applies to the enemy, then it would work. But I haven't done enough testing in this, and given with the text, if it applies to the troops, then he's a character you don't want to use. But I can't see that really being the case I mean, if you guys tested this in earlier servers, go ahead and write it down there in the comments, and we'll touch on it again in another video. But Phoenix and him are absolutely good because they have a higher ceiling of attack and defense once you get the star levels maxed out. Now, the other shield. This guy is new to me. He wasn't there in 139 when I started playing, and I don't like him. Like, I guess he's a secondary option they added, so if you're free to play, you don't have to get Phoenix, and you can run 2 shields up in your front for a rest mode. But he takes second place to our guy here, the Tin Man looking robot, this guy, the Justice. All right, his skills are actually pretty decent. So he's got troop defense and then enemy troop attack reduction. So it's still a defensive skill, but it lowers the enemy attack on you. That's really good, especially if you compare him up with some damage dealing characters and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's absolutely someone to invest in. And like I said, don't sleep on the SSRs. Yes, they have a lower ceiling of attack and defense, but the skills are way better than anything on SSR characters in Generation 1. The SSR characters in Generation 1 are straight up trash. Garbage, okay? No, I mean, Mia's the absolute worst, but
strong enough.
Now this character, okay, she's okay. You got troop attack on the bottom skill, and then HP for the top one. So she would be a good Garrison joiner just by looking at the skills. Like, you see the troop HP, that's the top race skill. Again, top race skill is for rally joining, and all the skills on the right apply when you open a rally. But if you're joining, only the top race skill is going to apply. So if she's joining a Garrison, the top right skill is going to be the one to apply. So she would be a decent Garrison character or Garrison joiner. Not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially because you're going to have to try to defend. If you're not the #1 team and you're constantly just blowing through stuff and you're going to have to battle, yeah, you're going to need Garrison characters. But again, like, be careful with these characters because Generation 2 is going to come out and absolutely delete these characters. They're going to be so irrelevant. They're going to be downgraded to nothing more than rally joiners. Like, they're just straight trash. Like, the Generation 1 is horrible. The characters are horrible in Generation 1. And it's sad to say, and I hate saying it, because I really like the game, I like the mechanics, but it makes it very confusing for the new players to understand. Now, we're not going to talk about any of the other characters because they're just straight up not even worth talking about. Like the guy right there with the mask on, the guy and girl, the cop with the hat and sunglasses, they're not even worth talking about. Act like they don't even exist to you. They're just 5th March unit senders, man. They're trash. Trash. Okay? When you're playing this game, it's all about rally opening and rally joining. And there's 6 characters you can join rallies with. Now, like, this character is trash too. Like they did a horrible job with these Generation 1 characters. Trash. This character's trash. Mia is the worst, but like these blue characters, yes, you're gonna want to eventually upgrade because they got passive skills like to increase your factory cash production. So, and they all have that in the top rate skill. So you do want to eventually upgrade the star level and upgrade the skills on them because that's going to help your factory production and your gathering speed. But that's all they're helping with. Like, this is trash. Only one good character is a level 3 rally. So, but look, like when I go back, I'm going to demote this guy to R2 just straight up because of this right here. Level 1 troops with 2 blue characters opening. Obviously, he does not have a clear understanding of this game. So I'm not going to leave him in R3. We're going to go ahead and demote him to R2 because we're trying to get people to learn and understand and seeing stuff like that. Clearly, he doesn't have an understanding of the game. So we're going to go ahead and open a rally. and show everyone. Now this right here is my opening rally. Like I said, it's the characters that I named because they have the best skills. That's why I put more effort into these characters. Now once they're maxed out, we should be close to generation 2, and then I'm going to acquire them characters and dump my orange shards into it. But look how bad this is. Okay, Mia and Hellfire. You see that because you get them shards very easily through the game. And people do the Mia event wrong. They want a 5-star Mia, and that's the worst thing you could do when you play this game, okay? So, all these characters that are leading with 5-star with the Mia or Hellfire, all these people are now soon going to be demoted on our team. Because I'm just tired of seeing stuff like this. This is out of control. And we're one of the better teams on our server. We're actually like 300 million better than second place. Like, we're almost at 1.5 billion. Second place is at like 1.1 billion. Like, we're actually one of the better teams, but just people don't have a basic understanding of characters, man, and it kills you. Look at this. Look how many Mias there is. Look at this. That's trash, man. I'm embarrassed to show this myself. Okay? I'm embarrassed to show you guys this. This is horrible. You do not want to see your rally look like, especially as a level 4 rally, and I got all these joiners are joining with me. So that means auto join is a problem for us, and we're going to fix it. Ship up or ship out, Bubba. So you can see right here, I have 2 skills from each of my characters that are applying. When you open, the skills on the right of your characters apply to the rally. When you join, the character on the left, the top rate skill is going to apply. That's why you can see the 1 skill right here. The defense, that's coming from the Hellfire guy. And then the damage was coming from the Night Spectre, the girl with the mask or the girl with the whip, whatever you want to call her. But it's because the skills apply from the top right side, the top right skill on the right hand side when you join. Okay? There's a lot more to understand about rally joining with stats and stuff like that as well. We're not covering that here in this video because I'm trying to keep some of my sanity. And believe me, if you will understand how frustrated I am after seeing that many Mias in my level 4 rally, like I said, I'm embarrassed. It's shameful. It's something like we've been playing for almost 3 weeks and people don't have a basic understanding of what characters to bring. So don't be a burden to your team, okay? Learn these characters, and it's very simple, okay? Within 2 days of playing on server 139, when I first started playing, within the first day, I identified what characters are good, what characters I need, because of the skills that are written there in the damn game. Clear right in front of your face. Look at the game, read the game. Okay, for war, okay, the left side's arrest, the right side's war. So war would be rallies. So if I open, I get 25% of attack. Okay, so that means she must be for the offense. Okay, look at the Hellfire guy. Defense, HP. Okay, so that means if I open with him, he's going to be for Garrison. Common sense, guys. Common sense. So like, as everyone can see there, I just use basically only troops when I do auto join. I don't set characters. I only run troops. And you're better off just doing that instead of bringing the wrong characters. Because, like I said, if I see a month into the game you don't have an understanding of what characters are you're supposed to be bringing, I'm going to replace you. I'm going to kick you down to the academy. I'm going to bring other members up and give them a shot to understand. Because if you spend a month in this game and you still don't have an understanding of the characters, then that just tells me that I'm wasting my time with you. Okay? So, very important, understand the game. Understand the characters. It's very simple. People overcomplicate this, and it's not that complicated. There's 6 characters you can use. We just talked about most of them, but we're going to dive further into a rally video. But I just want to put a video out there so people can understand where to look for the skills for the rally. Okay, when you open, the skills on the right apply, all of them. When you join, top right skill is the only one that's going to apply to the rally. With that being said, we're going to bring this video to an end. We're going to have a lot more videos coming out there because for some reason a lot of people have a real hard time understanding this game. So we're going to try to really hit them in the head. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Keep coming back. We're going to have a ton more videos coming out. We've been a little busy lately. One of the problems is because this game takes so much time and effort to teach people just common sense. It's taking a lot of time away from myself. That's where a little bit of my aggravation is coming from. It's a fun game, and there's a lot of really good things about it. Just don't be stupid and give a little bit of effort. Thank you for watching.